What is it actually like to live in Jupiter, Florida, and which neighborhood is gonna feel like home for you? In this video, we're gonna do a full neighborhood guide to Jupiter. We're gonna walk through the lifestyle, the rough price points, the pros and cons of the main areas that my clients ask about, and in the end, I'll share the area I'd personally start off with and where I feel like there's the most value today, plus one area people tend to over-romanticize just a little too much. If you're watching this video from New York, New Jersey, Chicago, Boston, California, or another high-cost market, and you're thinking about a move to Jupiter, this video is specifically for you. I'm Joel Poulin, a real estate broker here in Palm Beach County. I help professionals, families, business owners, investors, and retirees relocate to this area with data-driven clarity and a concierge-style process. If that sounds like the kind of support that you would like on your move, then you're in the right place. So let's go ahead and jump in. Before we talk about neighborhoods, here's some quick context. Jupiter is a coastal town on the very north end of Palm Beach County with roughly 61,000 residents. It has a very suburban beach town feel, and it's not as busy as West Palm or Boca, but it's not sleepy either. You've got beaches, boating, golf, great restaurants and parks, and a lot of people move here specifically for the schools and the overall quality of life. On the housing side, different data sources in late 2025 put the median housing price in the upper 600s to mid 700,000s. That means that typical Jupiter homes are already well above the national average, but you'll have everything from more attainable condos all the way up to golf and waterfront estates in the tens of millions of dollars. This is not a budget market, but it is a market where if you choose the right pockets, you can really get strong value and lifestyle for what you're spending. Before we go any further, everything I'm sharing here is approximate and based on data available around 2025. Prices, taxes, insurance, and HOA fees can change quickly and vary a lot by specific property or by your personal situation. So this video is not tax or legal or insurance advice. Think of it more of like a framework. When I'm working with my clients on a one-to-one basis, we're always pulling current property-specific numbers and looping in your CPA, insurance broker, and other professionals as needed. All right, let's talk about the neighborhoods. Let's start with Jupiter's overall buckets, and then we'll go into specifics. Broadly, my relocating clients tend to end up in one of three profiles: master planned, walkable neighborhoods with a lot of amenities, beach and coastal corridors where you can walk or bike to the sand, golf and country club communities, larger lot, more rural, country in the city living, or in-town neighborhoods and value plays. And then there's the ultra luxury pockets, golf estates, waterfront, and Jupiter Island. As I go through these, I want you to listen for which one of them feels like your life. Neighborhood profile number one is Abacoa and the master plan communities. Abacoa is kind of the classic new Jupiter feel. It's large, master plan community, over 2,000 acres, built around traditional neighborhood design. Think sidewalks, front porches, parks, a little downtown, and a mix of condos, townhomes, and single-family homes. You've got the town center with restaurants and events, the stadium where the Cardinals and the Marlins do spring training, and pockets like New Haven, Tuscany, Valencia, Mallory Creek, Windsor Park, and more. Each sub-neighborhood has its own vibe, but in general, Abacoa attracts young families, professionals, and retirees who want a strong sense of community, reasonable drives to beaches, I-95, the Turnpike, and shopping, and that small town within a town type feeling. If you like that master planned, amenity-rich feel, but want even newer, more contemporary construction, then there are sister communities just over the line in Palm Beach Gardens like Alton that often end up on the same shortlist for my Jupiter buyers. Alton has that same town center, walkable energy, but with newer product, and it's a really common comparison point for my Jupiter conversations. On the housing side in Abacoa, you'll see everything from smaller condos and townhomes all the way up to expensive single-family homes, but most of my clients looking in Abacoa are thinking in terms of that roughly upper six-figure to low $700,000 range, depending on size, age, and preferred locations. Who is best for Abacoa? If you want parks, playgrounds, kids riding bikes around, and you're okay with the idea of being 10 to 15 minutes from the beach, Abacoa is usually on your short list. What to watch for? HOA rules and fees vary by sub-community. Parking can be tight, and some townhome clusters, and if you want a big yard, you may find that the lots are a little bit smaller than you'd like. And on to neighborhood profile number two, and that's Jupiter Farms. This is almost the opposite vibe from Abacoa, and a lot of people just absolutely love that. Jupiter Farms sits west of town and has a more rural country feel. We're talking about larger lots, often an acre or more, room for boats, RVs, horses, chickens, big workshops, that kind of thing. If you're coming from the Northeast and you've always dreamed of more space, privacy, privacy, but you really just want to be a reasonable drive from the beach, Jupiter Farms can check a lot of boxes. Typical Jupiter Farms buyers are families who want space for the kids and the dogs to run, people who value privacy and don't want an HOA telling them what color to paint the house, and folks who are okay with a bit more driving in exchange for elbow room. On the pricing side, you can still find properties that feel like a good value relative to the land that you're getting compared to in town Jupiter, but we're still talking about single family homes on larger lots. So the average listed price currently falls around the $1.5 million range, but entry prices hover around $600,000. So what are the trade-offs? You're gonna drive more, you're gonna feel further from restaurants, shopping, and the beach. And with more land comes maintenance, well and septic considerations, and in some cases, different insurance. Neighborhood profile number 3, the beach and coastal corridor. When people think Jupiter, a lot of them are picturing Jupiter Beach Park, Carlin Park, dog-friendly stretches of sand, and that classic turquoise water along the inlet. If you want to live as close as possible to that lifestyle, we want to look in the oceanside and intercoastal side communities east of US 1 and around the inlet, including certain parts of the Bluffs area, oceanfront condos, and pockets close to A1A. Here you'll see older but well-loved condos and townhomes with a walkable beach access. Some single-family neighborhoods that are bikeable to the sand, and then as you get closer to water views and docks, prices climb quickly. This bucket is best for you if being able to walk or bike to the beach is a non-negotiable. You want that morning surf, paddleboard, or beach walk routine baked into your daily life, or you're okay with smaller yards and in many cases higher HOA or condo fees. The big thing to understand here is the trade-off between location and space. You're paying a premium to be near the water, you have less square footage or an older building than you'd get for the same money inland, and insurance and wind-related costs can be higher, especially in direct oceanfront homes. Neighborhood profile number 4, golf and club communities. Jupiter is a serious golf town. Between Jupiter and the immediate area, you have multiple private clubs, in total more than 12.5 courses in the broader area, with 9 standalone golf clubs right here in Jupiter. That's one of the reasons you'll see so many professional golfers and high net worth buyers in this area. Names you'll hear a lot include places like Admirals Cove, Jonathan's Landing, the Bears Club, Jupiter Country Club, Trump National, and others. Each community has its own membership structure and initiation fees, HOA or POA fees, and amenities, from golf and tennis to marinas, fitness centers, and dining and social events. At the higher end, you're in true luxury territory, gated, often with security, stunning clubhouse facilities, and homes that run from the low millions all the way up into the tens of millions, especially with deep water dockage or premium golf lots. Who are those communities best for? Avid golfers, people who want a built-in social network, and those who are comfortable with a significant all-in monthly carry when you factor in mortgage, HOA, club dues, and insurance. If you're intrigued by this world but you're not sure which club actually fits your lifestyle or budget, that's something we can typically unpack in a strategy call because the culture, the fees, and the rules do differ from club to club. Neighborhood profile number 5, in-town neighborhoods and value plays. Not everyone wants that country feel or gated club. Some of my favorite Jupiter options are the more approachable in-town neighborhoods that can offer great lifestyle without being in a big master plan community. Examples often on people's lists include areas like North Palm Beach Heights, also known as the Heights of Jupiter, Egret Landing, Jupiter Village, and Rialto, which is a newer gated community with resort-style amenities, and a lot of families gravitate to it if they want that Jupiter address, plus a clubhouse, pool, and playgrounds. These areas tend to appeal to families who want parks, schools, and communities without huge HOA fees, depending on the neighborhood. Buyers who like being close to I-95, the Turnpike, shopping, and restaurants, and people who want a neighborhood feel that still has its own character. Price points here vary based on specific neighborhoods, size, and level of updates, but this bucket often feels like a relative value compared to being right on the water or in a top-tier golf club, especially if you're focused on getting a solid single-family home in that mid-range of the market. The trade-offs: some areas have older housing stock, so you may be budgeting for renovations or system updates. Certain pockets will feel busier or closer to main roads, and rules and aesthetics can vary street by street. Neighborhood profile number 6, the ultra-luxury Waterfront and Jupiter Island. At the very top of the Jupiter market, you'll have Jupiter Inlet Colony. the most premium waterfront homes along the Intracoastal, and then Jupiter Island, which technically is a separate town, but part of that same lifestyle conversation. This is where you see the true trophy properties, large oceanfront or Intracoastal estates, homes in the 20, 30, 40, 50 million plus range, and a level of privacy and exclusivity that attracts celebrities, executives, and ultra high net worth individuals. If you're watching this and you're in that ultra luxury tier, your search is going to be extremely specific to your preferences. Lot type, dockage, club affiliation, privacy, security, and so on. That's a very different and very bespoke process. For most people, it's just helpful to know that this world exists in Jupiter because it explains why you'll see such a wide spread of price points when you start searching online. So how do you actually pick the right Jupiter neighborhood for you? Here's how I like to walk clients through it. First, we define your non-negotiables. Is it a certain drive time to the beach, a specific type of school setup, space for a boat, a workshop, or animals, or a particular club lifestyle? Second, we get real about your all-in monthly budget, not just the purchase price. In Jupiter, your total monthly carry might include mortgage and property taxes, HOA or condo fees, club dues if you're in a golf or yachting community, insurance, which can be a meaningful line item, especially near the water, and realistic maintenance, particularly if you have a pool or a larger lot in an older home. Third, we match your personality to the neighborhood. Some of my clients are the happiest in master planned, walkable areas like Abacoa. Others would lose their mind if the homeowners association told them what they can and can't park in their driveway, and they belong in Jupiter Farms. Some want to be walkable to restaurants and live 5 minutes from the beach. Others are totally happy driving a little bit further if it means a quieter street or a bigger yard. There's no best neighborhood in Jupiter, there's just the best fit for you. I promised I'd share with you where I'd start if I was moving here today, and one area that people sometimes over-romanticize. If I were moving here as a professional with a young family, I would probably start by looking in Abacoa and the in-town neighborhoods that we talked about. Places that give you great access to schools, parks, daily conveniences, and a reasonable drive to the beach without immediately jumping into that luxury club or ultra luxury territory. Then, if I knew that golf or boating was going to be central to my life, I'd layer in a specific club or communities or waterfront options from there, like Jonathan's Landing or Admirals Cove. On the flip side, one thing I see people over-romanticize is the idea of being as close to the beach as humanly possible without fully thinking through the trade-offs, like smaller or older homes for the money, potentially higher insurance costs, and the difference in day-to-day feel between a quiet inland street and a busier coastal corridor. For some people, that trade-off is absolutely worth it, and for others, the sweet spot is 10 to 15 minutes inland. The key is going in with eyes wide open, having an open mind, and not just picking the first pretty listing that you see online. If you're seriously considering a move to Jupiter and you want help figuring out which neighborhoods actually fit your life, here's your next step. Use the link in the description to schedule a confidential strategy call with me. We'll walk through your timeline, your price range, your non-negotiables, and I'll help you build a short list of neighborhoods and even specific communities that make sense for you, along with a custom game plan for your move. I'm Poulin, Palm Beach real estate broker, and I'll see you in the next video.